Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 4. This is game number 2 of the Funk Bunch going up against Hot Hands Hand Warmers. Game 1 was a 77-minute brawl, a very impressive performance from both teams, and a very stressful late game for them, going to the ultra late game, but in the end, Hot Hands, they were able to pull it out and come away with the victory. We'll see if the Funk Bunch can maybe turn things around. Joining me again is Mr. SirActionSlacks. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm ready to cast again. Can't wait to see these two teams go head-to-head one more time. The Funk Bunch managing to come back from a huge deficit in the beginning of the last game. Hot Hand Warmers still managing to hang on through the late game. Woo! This should be one heck of a throwdown.
And look at the bans. First hero off the board was the Troll. So, not surprised at all.
The hell out of here. Troll had such a great job last game. The Satanic at the end of the game just going ham, huge domination throughout the whole thing. So not surprised. We're also going to see a Bat Rider and a Faceless Void knockdown as well. So we just do not want to see anything that we had last game, and can't wait to see what they do this time.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, so we won't see any of the same combinations coming up from Hot Hands. They're going to have to try something different. Both teams, or both of their main cores, banned out this time. They can still go for the Phoenix, which I was very impressed with the Phoenix. I have not seen many Phoenixes do very well in these games that I've been casting. Most of the times, it's kind of a flop. They just don't seem to do anything. But that time, it was a very impressive performance on the bird.
Good bird indeed. All right, first pick should be happening at any time now. Let's see what we got here on the first pick. Could be anything.
Slark also banned out. I wouldn't be surprised for Hot Hands if they grab up the Juggernaut right away. It was let through this time. They can go ahead and grab that if they want to. Or maybe the Vengeful Spirit to open it up. Not sure if Lion's going to get the same amount of love this game. Maybe... But I'm still thinking it's going to... Yeah, there it is.
No! You're a genius! Juggernaut! How did you know? He's such a rare pick in this meta.
Yeah. Oh, I know, right? Are we going to see the Axe now? Axe Venge? Is that what's coming up next from the Funk Bunch?
No!
I still think that's what it'll be. Axe Revenge, for sure. Oh, there's one! Where's number 2? Vengeful Spirit with the physical damage. Come on, boys. Maybe they're listening to the stream. Who knows?
Do it. Do you ever buy lottery tickets? You could be a millionaire, dude. I can't believe the guesses. Crazy.
Not
All
guesses.
right.
It's pure unadulterated luck.
Yes. No. Absolutely. Well, if it's not Void or Troll, it's Axe or Jug. So this is great. We get to see another combo. You know who's real good against Axe and
10
Jug?
seconds to go.
Timbersaw?
Omni Knight.
Omni Knight, of course. Oh, hey, look at me.
That's a Vengeful Spirit! Ding, 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 ding! Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, Axe and Vengeful Spirit versus a Juggernaut. Please record this match somehow. It's a monumental occasion.
For sure. We'll see what the Trolls or the Jugs are going to go with. What do you pair with that right now? I mean, Lion, right? That's the obvious choice.
Oh my god. Are you going for number 4? Drum roll, please. Could it be a Lion pick? This is it. Unprecedented. 4 picks in a row. Come on, baby. Come on.
We'll see. No pressure, though, right?
I'm putting my rares on this. I'm on Dota 2 Lounge right now. 2 Arcanas on the Lion pick. Show me the Lion!
Well, what's your guess? Come on. You gotta give me something to work with.
Oh!
I'm wrong.
Oh, my Arcanas! Venomancer. I'm actually happy to see a Venomancer. I can't believe those words are escaping my lips, but anything... I don't get to see Venos played that often anymore. So, good! I'm glad to see it. Interesting pick, though. Because Venom against Axe, not really, that tiny ticking damage don't really do much against that.
5 seconds.
I imagine they're picking him more for they're probably picking him to push in the mid lane. It's probably going to be a mid Veno, is how I see it mostly played at higher levels of, I would say, like, semi-competitive Dota. Like, in lots of the stuff I'm casting, it's usually picked for the mid lane. Sometimes you do see it in the off lane, in the, as a support in the safe lane, not the off lane. But one thing he's very good at is Axe relies so heavily on the movement speed that Veno is very good at that, and does do quite a bit of magical damage once he gets there with his ulti as well. Deters a couple of picks like TA and different things like that can get kited easily. So we'll see.
Radiant's ban.
Your man though. very good up against those heroes. I mean, do I dare say it? Do I even mention the Omni Knight potential? Axe Omni Knight is legit. That is a terrifying thing to deal with.
Why do you say that like it's the only thing that is legit with Omni Knight? Axe
Wow.
Omni Knight actually surprisingly legit. Okay, no, it's really legit. I love Omni Knight against Juggernaut. Omni Knight's great against Venomancer. I mean, maybe I'm right. Maybe I am going insane. I seem to think Omni's always a good pick, so yeah, I've completely lost it. Tidehunter banned out. Viper banned out. We don't want to see either of those guys. The big greens taken out of the match here. And we've got another ban coming out from Team Hot Hand Warmers.
They're gonna go ban for the puck. Good hero to ban in general if you don't plan on getting a lot of lockdown or anything like that. If you just want to, how's the best way to say that? Maybe not if you're avoiding lockdown, but you're avoiding hard stuns and long duration lockdown like Bane, Primal Roar, and things like that. So decent to ban out. It kind of leads on. I wonder if the Funk Punch are going to run a Drow strat off of this. So far, she's still in the pool. They do have the next pick afterwards, so they can pick up the Drow Visage if they want to, or just go Drow +1. They've already got a very nice frontliner in the Axe to sit there and soak it up. Doesn't have to worry about the Visage Birds getting cleaned up by Axe as well if they go that strat.
Now, most of Hot Hand Warmers bans are mostly to protect one single hero. You see, they ban out a Batrider, they ban out a Faceless Void, a Viper, a Puck. It looks like they're worried about their mid, and they're worried about people getting pulled out of position. So I'm interested to see who they're going to be running mid. Maybe not the strongest mid, but somebody who they're hoping, if left alone, will be able to get a super amount of farm. So that's my theory. We'll see how that pans out. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I still think Veno mid is what it's gonna be. The nice thing about that is if the other mid leaves the lane at all, you take that tower very easily.
Yeah.
And the Funk Punch, they figured that maybe they banned out the Viper and picked the Veno in order to grab themselves TA. Probably not a bad ban at all. I'm sure it was on the mind of Hot Hands, so good ban there. And we'll see if they want to go in for that Aura range strat if they want to, or maybe just kind of go for more traditional cores. They could go for the Phantom Assassin, still in the pool, fairly strong right now, Anti-Mage as well, but Anti-Mage is kind of weak up against the Jug, physical damage is very good against him, and Omni Slash is just that. But we'll see.
5 seconds.
Hate Omni Slash, but yeah, I'm actually interested for why they banned out the TA. I mean, if they could trick... Oh wait, yeah, no, sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong team. Good man. Earthshaker, the rumpa-dum-dum! Yes! I love watching Earthshakers play. Ah! This is going to be fantastic. The zoning, the death, the destruction. I can't wait to see the rumps in action.
What would you be more excited about? An Omni Knight pick coming up or a Core Shaker?
Oh, God. I don't know. Well, Core Shaker already happened. That present's already been opened, so we'll see what's left under the tree, if you will, from Hot Hand Warmers. 7 seconds left until they're in overtime. Get ready, drum roll, please. Lion! Oh, you were so close. Oh,
they picked it up eventually, at least. Not all wrong.
Thank God this wasn't the lottery, or that would have been pretty depressing. Lion picked up Hot Hand Warmers. Yeah. Well, I never see lions. I guess these guys are better than me. In my pubs, I don't see lions at all. So,
really?
Good. Yeah. I'm too bad for that. I see the Jug, see the Axe, see the Venge. Not yet made it to Lion Town. So one day I hope to be there.
A close friend of mine is convinced that Lion is the worst hero in Dota. Every time he plays it, he loses. And he doesn't know why. It's just Lion things.
Every time. That's my Wind Ranger. So that Lion is him. So good for him. It's cool to have those biases. I think that's great.
We'll see if Wind Ranger gets picked up here. She's a strong hero right now and has been getting a lot of love recently with some of the changes, both to attack speed as well as the power shot range. Funk Punch, they could maybe go Drow as well if they want to go for that. The reason why I keep harping on that is just because Vengeful Spirit is so good with massive amounts of damage auras. But they're going to go for the Lycan. They are on the Dire, and I'm sure we can all remember Dire Lycan strats coming out from teams like EG and Cloud9 in months past.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 6.80 with the Lycan pick. Excellent. Can't wait to see that. I never thought I'd say that either. Great. I never see Lycans anymore either, so very happy. I'm not seeing a lot of team synergy though coming out from the Funk Bunch. These heroes don't necessarily. I mean, I don't see them working together that greatly. Do you?
They kind of have a strange lineup. If Axe can go in and get a call on 1 or 2, and then Shaker follows up with either Fissures or an Echo, they could do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it's going to come to their mid hero, which they haven't picked yet, unless they are going to run Lycan there, which would be very weird.
Yeah, I don't know. At the same time, though, the dudes with the hands. I'm not seeing the real. They're not heavily coordinated either, which is really weird. Because last time that was their entire strategy, was super coordination, and trying to focus up on one hero's strengths. So, I don't know.
I think what they're going for this time is a lot more pickoffs. Like if you look at the lineup. Lion and Centaur are very good at getting those like one hero pickoffs, like the 2 hero smokes into another lane, whether it's mid or the safe lane, or just roam down onto one hero. Those 2 heroes by themselves can deal out enough control and damage to burst down pretty much anybody. Even if Lycan gets his shapeshift off, he's still gonna be, he can still get impaled as well as stomped up and then double edged. So they can control him there. There are also a lot of magical damage to deal with Axe as well. But we'll see. It's a lot more. How's the like scrappy team fights? We're gonna probably see a lot more back and forth rather than. I mean, last time it wasn't necessarily the most coordinated team fights, but they were very focused around their ultimates. Whereas these guys, they're a lot less reliant on them. They can go in with their blinks and do a lot of damage right then and there.
Yeah, scrappy. I like that one. So do you think we'll be seeing a tri lane with the Centaur off lane, or?
Yeah, it'll probably just be a. I still think the Venomancer's mid unless the Funk Bunch grab something that's easily countered by a remaining mid hero. Ember Spirit's going to be their pick, so they pick up a little more late game, and I don't mind the hero at all. I think it's pretty decent, but we might see a silence. Storm Spirit, I think, is definitely an option right here. Normally considered a decent counter to the Ember. Can go in there, get that Orchid off as well, and very good at initiating on the Shaker from deep behind the lines. Can cancel the Lion's, the Lycan shapeshift as well. We'll see if that's what they want to do. But Funk Bunch don't really have a lot of lockdown for them.
Not really. And I don't know, the Funk Bunch, they seem to be able to, it looks like they really want to choose their fights, you know? They got a Lycan that's going to be split pushing, an Ember Spirit that can get in and out of fights if you don't get a good silence on him, an Axe to initiate and then still make it out just from how strong he is, so a Sand King! Oh, patience for that Sand King. It looks like that is going to be a Venomancer mid then. Exciting!
Yeah, so definitely a defensive tri-lane coming up for Hot Hands Hands Warmers. They're going to be probably trying to sit that Sand King in the jungle for a little bit, get a really fast Blink Dagger, and then we're going to see probably rotate the Lion in to try and acquire some farm somewhere, and a lot of rotations coming around for the Radiant. Looking for a lot of those pickoffs early, get behind a Juggernaut, and then they're probably looking to hit a window where they've won the game by 30 to 40 minutes. Is what they're looking for. They don't go very late, at least not up against a Lycan and an Ember.
That's true. I don't know. I've seen Juggernauts in this core meta just go pretty late, but definitely, as you said, not against a Lycan and an Ember. So they've got to kind of end this pretty early. Well, let's see how they do here on the bottom team, or on the Radiant team. Excuse me. Let's walk through it, ladies and gentlemen. We got Hot Hands Drop running up with your Venomancer with that disgusting Dota Cinema set. Sandin Stawolf as your Sand King. Hot Hands Forgoose as your Lion. I'm not going to even try the Centaur War Runner. Forget about it. And Cheh as your Juggernaut.
For the Dire on Funky Bunch, we've got Lokarn playing the Axe. The Ember Spirit's going to be handled by Scapegoat. For the Earthshaker, it's going to be handled by Titus. Curio, or I guess that's Kuro. Curio?
I like Curio. I think that has a ring to it. Good job.
Sounds good to me. And that's on the Venge. Hora is going to be playing the Lycan. Those are your lineups. We'll see how game number 2 goes. Looks like they're going to give the Sand King the Bounty Rune. That's a really good choice. He needs to get that level 3 so he can start the Sandstorm. The do-do-doos in the jungle, they need to happen.
The do-do-doos! I like it. Fantastic. Well, solo Centaur, who could have guessed? Heading up to the top lane, and Titus looks like he's gonna stick around and maybe go for a first blood here. The Earthshaker wants to trap in the Venge. Veno. Excuse me. Veno has to have a pretty good start if he wants to stand up against this Earth Spirit. So this might spell disaster if they can actually get that off. Titus moving in. This could be it. The trap. No, he doesn't move. We're up. That could have happened. That could have happened. Titus, let it go. I'm sad. So no go on that.
He knows he's up there now, and Drop's just gonna hang very far back. But top lane. They're gonna be all right. Centaur's fine. But the fissure's there, but it doesn't. Oh, the angle's just wrong. He's got a little bit of a gap to move through, and they're gonna be all right. But the Ember Spirit pickup is very nice against Juggernaut because you can Remnant and Sleight of Fist out of the Omni Slash as well to dodge it.
Good point. Good point.
So it's one of those things, as well as they won't have a whole lot of other physical damage coming out. Oh, tanking some creeps. Earthshaker pops the smoke now, looking for the pickoff on the Centaur. He's got a ward this time, so he knows exactly where he is. And he's going to go for it. He gets it off as well. Going to go stand in the gap as well. This could be your first blood. Looks like Centaur taking a lot of damage, trying to run away. Kite'd away, and one more right click. Actually, the creeps claiming the kill. Split amongst assist, and everybody getting a decent amount of gold. But that's a tough start for the Centaur, who is probably going to be off to a fairly difficult off lane.
Man, nice pull there by Titus. Imagine if the Earthshaker was able to get that mid and then rotate top too. That would have been nice, but oh well. I'll take that. Standard build coming out from your mid Venomancer here. Maxing those Plague Wards. He's got to give a little bit of room to that Ember Spirit though. Ember's putting out a lot of early game damage. Could this be a kill on the mid? Oh no! You shouldn't have dropped that ward. There goes the Veno. And I don't think he really cares though. I mean, he can die in the mid. It's not about getting kills. It's about pushing, right? So you don't care if he dies in the mid. Probably not the best thing that could have happened, but not the worst.
No, as far as the overall game plan goes, if they lose a Venom, it's okay. The only issue is Scapegoat can snowball off that fairly well. He's got his bottle coming out to him as well now. And there's nothing to stop him from just continually doing that, especially if he's got another hero in the area. Lion, off from the backside, hasn't skilled anything still. A little interesting there, but one thing, our stats guy, at Looking East Dota, you can follow him on Twitter if you want, he posted up that Axe and Vengeful Spirit have a 73% win rate up against Juggernaut.
Whoa, weird. That's pretty good.
It's all the through Magic Community control, I'm guessing, as well as being able to... Because Juggernauts, they often Blade Fury when they're very low. Oh, Lion's gonna run into Axe, and now it's a bit of an awkward situation. Axe hoping for a spin. Not gonna be able to get anything. Sand King's there, though. The Impale gonna come out, as well as the Burrow Strike. Lockguard, and he doesn't care. The big red guy is just gonna wander away.
Awkward! Now we're seeing those wards, those Plague Wards. They're trying to do some work in the mid lane. Another initiation on that Venomancer, but Venom's gonna just walk out of that. Venge, he did put up this kind of Sentry Ward, and some wards to also Sentry the Plague Wards. That's a lot of wards I got. Well, he's alive! Let's move on! Forget about it! Top lane, this dude's doing great! Please talk instead of me.
Hora, he's continuing to farm very well, leading the chart right now, 24 and 5 on that Lycan. Pretty much left alone. He's already got his brown boots, and he's going to have a pretty quick, I would guess around a 6.5 minute, that's what I'm going to call it, 6.5 minute Vlad's coming up to him, assuming he doesn't get ganked in any way. They leave him alone up there. Oh, bottom lane, Axe is going to call, and the Juggernaut gets a couple of spins, doing a lot of damage. Not going to be able to get a kill just yet. See how long he's able to chase the Juggernaut, and he's going to back off. But Juggernaut took a lot of damage there, and Axe doing a very good job of zoning. Lion picks up a haste rune, and going to zone that Axe back.
There it is. And I don't know if you're allowed to draw in the Dota 2 Cannon Cup, but I drew a Plague Ward. So enjoy that. Excellent. Mid lane, what's all this garbage on the ground? Can I ask that question? What is this? This isn't a dump. Pick up your stuff. I don't know.
Ember Spirit's cleared room for his bottle and his bracer, I guess. Somebody gave him a tango and he decided he didn't want it.
So he's
kind of rude.
Dropping stuff all over the place. Why can't Venomancer alt-click these with his wards and take these things out? I thought that was something you could definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't. I feel like that's a lot of work for an Iron Branch.
Yeah. Well, not today, says Venomancer. He can leave all of his stuff down. I'm not a garbage man. I'm not cleaning that up. So he lets him get away with it. But how are we doing on the last hits? Can we talk about that? 32 last hits going up from Lycan and Juggernaut 29. Oh, dear oh my. You can't let that Lycan go ham like that. That's not good.
No, and Ember Spirit's also farming very well in the mid lane. He's got 28 and 5. Speaking of which, him and the Earthshaker both smoked up. Very early rotation coming up from these guys. They're going to find the Lion and... Oh, Fissure quite a ways off, but he's going to be able to get there for the change. He's got it. Axe is there for the call. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, he's going to be burning down one more right click, and Hex comes out. He burns down to the Flame Shield. And Ember Spirit, after getting that kill, quickly zips back to mid lane. Hardly going to miss any CS. He's actually going to rotate down for the Bounty Rune rather than stay, so we'll see. Sand King... Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I liked how Juggernaut reacted to that. He didn't do anything. He basically said, Lion, good luck. He was about 10 feet away, didn't even move. Just kept on trying to get those last hits. So, whatever. That's what makes a good carry, right? Don't go into fights that you already know we're lost.
Yeah, what's interesting is Chi hasn't even bothered getting a point in Blade Fury. He's got 3 points in stats, then 1 in the Healing Ward, and 1 in Blade Dance, and now his Omni Slash skilled up. Oh, Earthshaker gonna find Sand King, gives him one little punch, and then walks away.
Punches him right in the butt, and then walks away. What a brave man. An initiation here on the Axe, and they're having a very private conversation in the woods together, and that private conversation is about to be a group one.
Oh, he turns it around! What a play. The Earthshaker and the Axe team up, and they get a kill from quite a ways away. Juggernaut was too greedy. Didn't want to Omni Slash the Axe, figured he was already dead, but ends up paying for it. And that is a very nice turnaround for Funk. Even though they lost their offlaner, getting that one position Jug, very nicely done.
Slowed him down quite a lot, and yeah, that Jug was just too confident, and I like seeing confident guys get their heads chopped off. So wonderful play by that Axe. Surprisingly, in the mid tower, it doesn't really have that much damage on it with this Venomancer. Pretty much abandoned mid by the Ember Spirit, and now, I mean, he didn't really make too much out of that. So, I don't know. Look at that ward positioning by Dire. What a nice back of the house ward that is behind level tier 1 on the mid. Beaut. So cool stuff.
What's with all the scribbling?
That's probably one of the advantages about Ember, and probably one of the reasons they went for it. Is as I was saying before, most mids when they rotate out, they tend to take a lot of damage on their tier 2. As you can see, the Plague Ward's quickly cleaning up the creeps, but Ember Spirit can leave a remnant behind like this, go rotate, try and get something done. He doesn't make it, he can zip back almost instantly and continue to defend that tower. Very nice in that sense, and very good at rotating through. Oh, bottom, Juggernaut. Oh, he's going to be okay. Axe not able to get the call off, and going to just keep farming away. We haven't talked about the offlaners a whole lot, but Lokarn actually doing very well. He's got it 1-1 and 1. He's got 26 CS. Compare that to the Centaur, who has 6 and is level 4. Axe is level 7. Centaur's having a rough day. He hasn't died, or he has got picked off once. Yeah, he got picked off. Yeah, by the Earthshaker. Right. I was there, but.
What was I saying? It ain't going too peachy up there for him, and it's about to get a lot less peachy. He just got bit by some wolves, but he's taking enough to survive that. Can we talk about Vision? Team Radiant has 0 wards up right now. Team Dire has 2 of the best early game wards you could possibly get: Magic Bush and a very aggressive behind the tier 1 tower. That Vision allowed them to get those great ganks that they've had so far. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering how to become a better Dota player, you can see it right here, 4-1, and it's all because of all that Vision.
One thing we haven't mentioned is that Sand King has been basically free farming the jungle. He's got 27 CS. Now, some of that is jungle, like those little jungle creeps that don't really give a whole lot, but he's going to have his Blink Dagger right now, sub 10 minutes on him, and he can look to rotate very effectively with that. They've got the Burrow Strike and the Lion to follow up, as well as the Centaur stun. Speaking of Centaur, he's taking some damage in the top lane. Nothing serious, though. He's going to be okay. But they can really look for pressure now. And even Axe has to be careful. It's a lot of magical damage coming out from both the Burrow Strike and the Impale. And any sort of follow-up from whether it's Juggernaut, Venomancer, or the Centaur Warrunner.
I need to rewatch this replay, because I like playing Sand King. 10-minute Blink Daggers. Awesome. So I'm going to see how that is possible. Thank you very much. The Venomancer's looking for that bounty. But when he gets that money, and he's going to go back in the mid. He's a little late taking that tower. So it is more than halfway down there. But, I mean, I would like to see that be taken and then him moving on. You got to get that aggressive kind of playstyle if you're going to put all your points into Plague Wards. Gotta be pushing. So hopefully we see this push work out a little bit better. We got some sneaks up at the top lane, some smokes, and they're looking to jump that poor little Veno again. Could Titus, could he do the impossible? What he said that he couldn't do last time?
Oh.
A miss! Oh no, where's this guy going? Oh, and everything's ruined on that initiation. Counter initiation by Lion. Nice, she turned the Venge into a frog, and she's gonna be picked out. Oh, wait a second! Wait just a second. There we go. Yes, the Plague Warrior is going to pick it up. Thank you, Centaur War Runner, for the speed boost. And that Venge is picked up, and the counter initiation is real. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabled 3-man mid at 11 minutes.
That Sleight of Fist Searing Chains was almost unreal. I thought it had saved him, but unfortunately the poison damage is a little bit too much. And the Venge did end up ticking down. But it was a very nice play from Skateboard, able to get that off. He does have a DD rune for a moment more. Gonna wear off, but we're just gonna see them 4-man this mid tower, and there's not a lot they can do. With the protection of the healing ward, they're gonna be fine. Juggernaut now has that point up in Blade Fury. 4 points in stats though, so pretty tanky on him. Oh, the Sand King blink just misses. Beautiful Remnant out by Scapegoat, and true to his namesake, able to get out of there.
Now, we got a big blink coming out of Sand King, but we also have a big blink coming out of Axe. 2 of these blinky jungle heroes getting ready to get something done. What Axe doesn't know is that he's getting currently ganked right now. This guy's got his level 6 ready to rock. He wants to take out those creeps, and he doesn't do it again. It's odd, but here comes Axe. A call, he misses the Juggernaut, which is the main guy you need to get. He's going to try his luck in the Spitting City. And Juggernaut cannot ult with all those creeps around him. It will just be a waste. He's waiting. There's the ult. He lands a surprising amount of hits on that Juggernaut. And the Sand King tries to finish it up as well. Great epicenter. Juggernaut pops a Mask of Madness, which came from who knows where. And boom! A nice kill for the Jugs. Wow. Did you see how many bounces got on that Axe despite all those creeps next to him? That's sad.
He got 2 of the 3 bounces right on top of the Axe. So very nicely done there, able to turn around, and then a beautiful epicenter coming out from Sofu on that Sand King, able to connect and bring down the... Wait, who else dropped? That wasn't the Lycan there? Lycan dropped.
Lycan's dead?
Yeah, he apparently dropped to the Sand King, or sorry, to the Venomancer, the Lion, and the Centaur. I
didn't know he was there, so great. He's dead. What are you gonna do? Top lane being pushed in by the Venomancer, putting down those wards, trying to get as much pressure. Gotta get that early game tower advantage here, says the Venomancer. Nice rotation out of mid. They're gonna give that mid to the Lion, who's been working very hard to keep his teammates surviving, and now he's finally gonna get some levels. He's popping out with the level 6 as well. And these guys are still looking for a kill down here in the bottom. Haystrom coming out from the Ember. Ember's running around in circles with it, so that's nice. And top lane goes down with these Plague Wards are going ham.
This is one thing that's worrying me about the way Funk is playing this right now is they're rotating around so heavily, they're not really focusing. Sure, they've got a lot of control here, but if you look, the mid-tier 1, or sorry, the bottom tier 1 for the Radiant is just starting to get pressured, and they've already lost their tier 1 top and their tier 1 in the mid lane. So the Venomancer are doing a lot of work with the Plague Wards, just that slow pressure, and now picks up a Blink Dagger of his own. It's going to be a very evasive snake, but they're just... It seems like they've got an idea of what they want to do, but they're not able to do it. One thing we didn't mention, Venge and Lycan, Roshan, easy peasy coming out for Funk. So they do manage to get that and the bottom tower. So they do finally get some objectives, but they keep up that playstyle. It's going to be a little worrisome.
Yeah, but they do have Lycan. You know, they can lose these towers now, and later Lycan will be able to clean all that up. He'll be able to take those towers out pretty much by himself. So... excuse me, not that big of a deal for them. They're not too worried about it. There's more trash on the ground. Who keeps leaving all this trash on the ground? Somebody deny this stuff. I don't know. Forget.
No one seems to be too worried about the tango on the ground, but
I'm worried about it. It's unclean. It causes disease. Top lane, we got 2 3-men versus our Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit's feeling a little weird about this. He's gonna back up. Lycan says, "You leave, I'm leaving. Forget it." And meanwhile, on the bottom though, the Axe is all alone. He's pushing all by his lonesome. They're gonna wish that Axe was up there pretty soon though. And look at that tower just melting those Plague Wards, sir. What is this? Oh no, they gotta do something.
Top tier 2, almost down. It's down way below half health. Juggernaut's going to move in. He's level 11 now, has that second point up in Omni Slash, can do a lot of work. Bottom lane, Axe is cutting the creep wave, but he's not going to be able to bring it down fast enough. They're going to get this tower and then rotate back and force him out, I imagine. Oh, Sand King is going to go very aggressive onto the Venge, but nothing else is going to come from it. That's it, they do rotate through. Axe trying to TP out. Unfortunately, Venomancer, nothing he can do. And it's at that point that maybe you wish the Lion had TP'd in a little bit earlier, or TP'd in first at least. Unfortunately, Venomancer, his greatest weakness. That's one of the reasons I'd really like getting Yules on him, so you can either Yules yourself or Yules somebody who's trying to TP out.
Oh, I like that. Good pro tips coming out. Nice stuff. All right, well, we lost the top tower for Team Dire. We didn't gain anything on the bottom tower from that X, and the Roshan goes their way too. So we're slowly seeing the power of Funk. It's slipping out of their fingers, and they had a pretty good early game. So hopefully they are able to do something with this Lycan. He hasn't really made much of a imprint at all lately, but he does have that Aegis. He's got the Vlads. We'll be seeing him coming out probably around the 22-minute mark. Yeah? Disagree? Yeah, he had a bit
with
of
the Vlads. With the Vlads, I didn't actually catch what time Lycan grabbed that. I missed that completely. Even though I predicted 6.5 minutes for his Vlads, I didn't see when he grabbed it. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, we're gonna have a Centaur ulti come out and an Omni Slash as well. They quickly burst down the Axe. They get an Epicenter. Oh, it was canceled. The blink a little bit early, but not that it matters. Earthshaker drops down very quickly, and Lycan's actually gonna pop his ulti. They're looking for the. They get the swap on deep, or sorry, drop. Deep drop. Either way, Vengeful Spirit's got a TP out. She's gonna drop very low, but not gonna die in the well. She'll be okay. They do get the kill on the Veno. A very important kill right now. He's very well farmed, but they're going to trade away a lot of damage on their tower. Sand King with a very aggressive blink onto the Ember. They get the Hex and the Stomp double-edged finger, and they bring him down. Ooh. Excellent chain stun coming out from the side of Hot Hands. And these are those blinks I mentioned before for Centaur and Sand King. They're just able to instantly disable and chain disable a hero like that.
Oh, look at that Earthshaker, level 5. He's begging that he has level 6, and he could have done something about that. But level 5, he just needed one more creep to be able to Echo Slam, and he doesn't have it. They're waiting for that initiation on Earthshaker. He yet does not have a blink dagger. This is a pretty blink-heavy oriented team from all sides. Everybody's getting a blink this game. So how are we going to keep up with this action? I'm not the best caster in the world. I hope your camera work is up to snuff, my man.
Well, so do I, otherwise Twitch chat's gonna let me know. There'll be a Reddit post about it in the morning. But either way, we'll see. I do agree though, Earthshaker, he desperately needs that blink, but he's been rotating around, forced to buy TPs, and he doesn't get the hit creeps. Axe gonna go in, and he gets the call off right on his Centaur, blinks forward, so it still lands. Roy takes any damage, but Healing Ward's gonna keep everybody back. Echo Slam is up now, level 6 on the Earthshaker. Beautiful spin coming up from Juggernaut. He's got Omni Slash coming up shortly. Sand King's there. Huge Echo Slam return though. Now they're looking to finish off the Centaur. They bring him down. Sand King now in a little bit of trouble. Can Lycan finish him off? He needs one more chomp from Wolf. He gets him. On the backside, it's now Venomancer caught underneath the tower. Gonna get dropped as well. A very nice 3-for-0 going the way of Funk.
With these teams, every time one of them gets an advantage, they turn around and let the other team do the exact same thing to them. They're so evenly matched, it's maddening. We're 8-8 at the 18-minute mark. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. But the Juggernaut still leading the pack. He's got, let's look at his net worth if we don't. He's $1,000, almost $2,000 ahead of the Lycan. So, whew, at least somebody is coming out on ahead on these things. It's just such a close match at all times with these two teams.
With a little bit of space that they're given now, they maybe not. Sand King's gonna rotate through. I thought that they might be able to get some pressure onto that tier 2, but they're gonna back off. Lycan's got a Necro 2 in his bank. He's got most of his Necro 3 recipe saved up for as well. But one of the problems with that teamfight bottom is Sand King didn't wait for his Epicenter off cooldown. They were too impatient. They thought they could go in and get it anyway, but if he had waited another, it came off cooldown 6 seconds after he died. If they had waited that little bit, they would have been able to take that fight. Epi would have landed on 2 or 3 heroes for sure, and they would have been able to follow it up. A little bit of impatience coming out for them.
Patience. It's important. Important on that Sand King. You gotta be patient. You only get that Epicenter once every friggin' 2 minutes or something, so Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he'll be able to fix that up, get that patience under wraps. So far we're seeing a bunch of farming going on right now. Nothing too exciting. Blinking Venomancer in the top. Nothing cool there. Just putting some wards down. Everybody's taking a little nap after their big team fight. Lycan, what's he got? He's got a Necro book. Is that a Necro too? It is. Oh, Daddy's almost ready to start pushing. And he doesn't like these plague wards in my jungle. Get out of here, he says. And he knocks those plague wards away.
That's just free farm for the Lycan. 17 gold a plague ward? Oh yeah. Every day.
Oh yeah.
All day.
All day. He's taking out those creep waves by himself now. We'll be seeing a Necro 3 very soon. And we're going to see the mega push coming. That split push from the Lycan, maybe.
One nice pickup that Axe just grabbed was his Pipe of Insight, so that's going to do a lot of work up against this Venomancer, who is looking for an Ags of his own. He's got 900 gold in the bank and the point booster, so he's about halfway there. But we'll see if it's going to be enough, as Sand King is working towards what I can only assume is a Veil of Discord. You get a Veil on top of Epicenter and Poison Nova, it's going to be a disgusting amount of magical damage. And then if Sand King can follow up with an Ags after Veno gets his, it's going to be absurd. So the pipe's going to be greatly needed. Oh, in the top lane, Drop is going to go down. And they're looking for the Lion. They're going to spot him out. These creeps are moving so fast.
Oh, bottom lane, the Blinks, the Epicenter failed on that Pipe of Insight that you were talking about. And Axe dunks it on that too. They lose 2 of their guys. Oh, that poor Sand King did not know Axe had that Pipe of Insight. He knows now, but a wasted Epicenter on an entire team almost. That's a very sad story. But Juggernaut has also got a cool item. He just got himself a Manta style a little bit ago.
Yeah, so he's going to be able to split push with that, as well as avoid a lot of the control. You can also Manta out of Searing Chains, which is one thing that's very... Yeah, you can Manta out of that. It's very handy to do, especially because you can't cast spells while in Searing Chains, right? You can Manta out and then Blade Fury or Omni Slash as needed if you need to follow up with that. But, well, I want to read that stat. Core Venomancer, 61% win rate. He has won all 6 games, in which he also picks up a Yule's next. So we'll see what he manages to get after this Ags, if he manages to go that late, or if Funk can shut him down.
Well, this Juggernaut certainly, someone's got to shut him down. How many? He's 3-1 right now, leading the net worth by far. 2,000 still ahead of that Lycan. But Lycan does have an ability to really flash farm like a madman if you let him, and he's got that Necro 3 ready to roll. So we're going to be seeing that Lycan, and he's second now, making a big difference in this game, I would predict. In the mid lane, we're taking a tower. I don't know. Not anybody really showing up to defend that. They're more interested in keeping this push going than warding up their jungle. They've got so much vision up there on with those 2 wards, so that's super useful. They'll be able to jump that jungle Lycan any moment when he goes later up there. Skull Basher coming out on Juggernaut. Mid tower goes down. Lycan wants to go home, and we're still seeing the farming here in the mid lane. I mean mid game, not the mid lane. What do you know?
I'm surprised that they didn't rotate into the Roshan pit. Venge picked up a medallion, so between max level Wave of Terror and the medallion, easy Roshan. Oh, Axe gonna blink forward, gets a nice call onto the Juggernaut. Echo Slam to follow up as well, the Sleight of Fist. He gets off the Omni Slash though, and then gets dunked. Sand King's there, follows up, no Burrow Strike used. Nice swap by the Venge. Axe gets a call off on 2. Centaur, beautiful stomp, double edge, gonna get a kill. And Earthshaker, he's going to get out. No fatal damage on him, only the Veno ulti. So they end up going 1 for 1. The offlaner for the safe laner. I'd say that's a decent trade. Lycan, meanwhile,
nice trade.
Put pushing
they
top.
Gotta put pressure on that Juggernaut. So yeah, I gotta admit, you are correct. Good trade-off. Now, what were you talking about on the top? Sorry I interrupted.
Don't even worry about it. Lycan just pushing away. I'm going BKB. I guess that's fine. Won't get hexed up or spiked, and will avoid everything from the Centaur. So good stuff there. He's not going all in for that split push though, which would be going for that Assault Cuirass, getting that extra minus armor on the creeps and the towers, and that extra push. But if you can push bottom lane, they're going to look to go. Ember Spirit, Sleight of Fist cancels the Centaur's blink. Nicely done there. He was able to animation stomp his hoof stomp. Now rotating back to the Lycan. Lycan's split. Oh, the stomp it lands. Double edge. Is there any other follow up? Juggernaut's there. He's going to go forward. They need more. He doesn't have Omni Slash. He's not going to be able to keep up with the Wolf. Just too fast. So forces some rotations. Nicely done there. And defends the bottom tier 1.
Good stuff. All right, now the counter push here coming out from Team Funk. They're going to want to take that bottom tower and solidify their bottom. Their bottom's really all they got. They got tier 1 and tier 2, so they want to make sure that that bottom is one impenetrable fortress of sadness for Team Hot Hands. Hot Hands, on the other hand, just still farming up. Sand King's still jungling. He's got the blink. Looks like you are correct on your Bela Discord call for the next one. So there's that. Lion's got himself a blink as well. Oh, God, the blinks. Make it stop. Too many blinks. And Juggernaut is Skull Basher's up. I don't know what he's building next, but I'm sure it's going to be terrifying.
Yeah. Skull Basher, very good with the Omni Slash. Can get those bashes during it and stop people in place for a moment or two at least, as well as a decent damage item, 40 damage on it, so not terrible. But it's also very good when he's not Omni Slashing, can allow him to lock people in place. And up against the Lycanthrope, that's all they have. You have to hard disable him in order to hold him in place. Close will not work.
That's a very weird smoke. They did that right in front of the creeps, so I don't know. But apparently nobody noticed. So they see the Lycan. They're sending the ward first. Hi, we know that you're doing Roche. Oh, you do? Oh, God! And then he goes in. Lycan taken out. Oh, if only they waited a little bit more. That Roche has hardly even been touched. Axe is watching like his stone vigil, and they know Juggernaut's in there. Echo Slam's ready to go. This could be huge kill if they just are confident and silly enough to really go for this. They don't know. The Centaur knows. There's a stop. He sees everybody. Are they going to stay in there, push their luck, and try to finish this is the question. Echo Slam still up. Axe still up. He's trapped. Oh, God, he's trapped. And, oh, the Plague Wards, Venomancer, says you're not allowed to blink Axe. And Juggernaut's just, I don't know what he's doing. He's not hitting anymore. He's just kind of standing there thinking about his options.
He's a little bit worried. He's got to drop that TP scroll if he does finish off Roche. Doesn't want to get caught. Ember Spirit's going to go in, and the Axe goes in as well. Axe snatches the Aegis. Nicely done there. The Echo Slam comes through as well. Venomancer did get off his ulti, but they're looking to finish him off. The Epicenter doing a lot of work, and it's the Radiant that's coming out ahead. Axe is going to go down again. There's not a lot he can do about it, unfortunately. A beautiful team fight coming up for the Radiant. They're going to make it all 5 dead for Funk.
Wow.
And what a play coming up for them.
How did it go so wrong? How did it go so wrong? The Echo Slam was on point. I mean, everything was on point, and he snatched the Aegis. I mean, what happened?
Axe didn't get off the pipe, or at least didn't get it off early enough. It was burnt off very quickly. The Sand King had a beautiful Epicenter on 4, and they crumpled underneath the magic damage. The Veno ulti with Ags doing an absurd amount over the course of that team fight. Juggernaut Omni slashing as well, they weren't able to focus him down. And I don't know if you looked at the fight recap, but 4 Blink Daggers were used on the side of Hot Hands. They all followed up their Juggernaut.
That's good. You don't want to be left alone in that Roche pit. He was trapped in there, needed his teammates, and they came a-calling when the time had come. So they're going to lose their very needed bottom lane. Their big fortress. Their big daddy's gone. 2 of those towers. What do they have left? Nothing. They got the high ground, and that's it. But don't let that think that that's going to stop Team Funk. This reminds me of a match I once watched between Team Funk and Hot Hands. Kind of bad pressure on the early game. You're up with your backs against the wall, but you do have that one wild card. This last time, it was Spectre. This time, it's Lycan.
Lycan and Ember Spirit both going very late and doing a very good job. Both Ember Spirit's very good along with Earthshaker at defending the high ground. Venge with the swamp, you always have to be careful. And at this point, sacrificing a Venge for getting a pick off on either the Centaur or the Juggernaut I think is definitely worth it. And I mean, it's one of those things where you don't have to worry about Hot Hands pushing too hard when their Epicenter's on cooldown. Speaking of Epicenter, he's channeling it, gonna go in, gets the Veil off on the Lycan, and look at how quickly he goes down. They also commit the Poison Nova. Very nicely done. They get a pick off, and now they've got to be careful. Funk, they do have a buyback on the Lycan, but they're gonna be alright. Oh, stomp, double edge, just on some of the minions there.
Can I interrupt you? I just saw Juggernaut has an Abyssal Blade already here at the 29-minute mark. That's very bad. Great counter to a lot of dudes on that team. Oh, the damage, the stun, the horror.
There's no way Lycan's going to be able to run away, even if he is shapeshifted and Juggernaut's got his Omni Slash on him. You can use the Abyssal. Of course, you can use the items while Omni Slashing, so you can also Abyssal the Lycanthrope if you're on top of him with the Omni Slash while he's shapeshifted trying to run away through BKB as well. So it's going to be pretty tough. So far, Juggernaut sitting very far forward, doing a very good job of pressuring this tower. They can't go on him as the follow-up is there. No ultis, but still just the basic follow-up between the Stomp, Double Edge, Lions, full combo as well. A lot of damage that you don't want to deal with, but they're going to back off. They decide, hey, we did some pressure. Lycan's going to be up soon. Let's just farm the jungle and back off.
Okay, yeah, they could, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're right. The big ultimates that they have on their team are down, so probably a good idea to back up since they got that Lycan pick. They did get a ton of damage off on that tower, so somebody who sneaks in might be able to take that off by themselves. Whew, man. But this game's far from over. Let's not forget, most of Funk's team is kind of oriented towards the late game. And we're still in the mid game, 31 minutes. So if this Ember gets the farm that he needs to, he could stand toe-to-toe against that Juggernaut, maybe. And Lycan could definitely be split pushing.
Yeah, and speaking Ember Spirit's farm, it's just not where I thought it would be at this point. He spent a lot of time wandering around, not as much time in lane farming creeps as I would have liked to see. It's 31 minutes in. He's got 1,000 gold in the bank, a Battle Fury drums and phase boots. I mean, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's maybe have like a Chrysalis or parts of your second Battle Fury built up already, depending on whatever build he wants to go. But doesn't have any of that. And Sand King now working towards an Eggs. I mean, when you look at the farm, Sand King is only 700 behind the Ember Spirit, and that's the support. I mean, Lion is dirt poor, but that's fine.
Yeah, all he needs really is a Necro and a BKB, and he'll be fine. And he's almost got that already. What's Lion up to right now, can I ask?
Lion, I was meeting. Sorry.
Oh, Lion, I'm sorry. My bad.
No worries. Words are hard, I understand. Yeah. I'm not great at them.
What's Lycan up to? He was hiding in the woods for quite a while, and now I guess he's trying to push, so good on him. Got that split push, taking that pressure off the mid, giving his teammates a little space creating, I suppose. And yeah, he's gonna cause good old Mr. Jugs with his haste rune and his Mask of Madness and his unkillable nature to go and murder his wolf friends. So there you go, space crate.
Centaur stealing a stack here, taking quite a bit of damage while doing it. If this gets spotted out, oh, Ember Spirit, nope, he's just pushing out the bottom lane, getting TP away, and look to defend. Lycan was forced back. He's hiding very deep. This is a very scared Lycanthrope up in the corner.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on in here. Is he, I don't know, has he turned into a wolf, into a scary werewolf hiding in the woods? Because I don't know why he won't leave this place. Who knows? It's, maybe he gave up. It's, I don't know. It's pretty spooky up in there, so Juggernaut probably don't want to be up in that spooky place.
He's probably just sitting up here, maybe making them think they're not sure where he is. Feels like he's being ganked, sees only the Juggernaut, probably imagines there's either the Lion, Sand King, Centaur, or all three sitting behind the Juggernaut looking to go on him when he shows himself again. But it's actually just a solo Juggernaut. Not that I think Lycan can man fight the Juggernaut right now. I think that'd be a very bad idea for him to take that fight.
Yeah, it certainly would be. And Lycan is still just in the woods. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe he's got a timeshare up there. I don't know what's going on. He TP's away. Thank God. Good. Thank you, Lycan, for leaving the woods.
Just Lycan things, right?
Yeah, exactly. The Venomancer still putting pressure on, getting all those wards. Look at all those wards in the jungle. They got all their movement is mapped out for them. The hooves are kind of got some vision, some invisible hooves chasing everybody, making sure they know where they're at. Bottom lane's being pushed out by the Sand King. Something's got to happen. Funk, or maybe not. This is actually pretty good for Funk. If Funk can kind of stay in the back and get their boys farmed up, this might be exactly what they need to do.
Ember Spirit, he's got 2,100 gold in the bank, can look for that Chrysalis now if he wants to go for it, or part of that next Battle Fury, whatever it wants to be. They've been forced to farm, kind of hold hands as they've moving around the map a lot. But Juggernaut still pushing out the top lane with impunity, doing very nice there. He's got an ultimate orb as well. Maybe looking for a Scotty on Juggernaut? Not sure, but I imagine that's probably what it is, as he's been going for that. Seems very stats orientated, that hero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's weird. That's a hard carry Jug. We said that he would have to build a certain way to be able to go into that late game, and he is building exactly that way. Right clicks all day.
Yeah, looking for different ways to hold on to these heroes and prevent them from moving away. So he can't get kited. He can slow down Axe and the Ember Spirit as well. Venge and Earthshaker. Lycan, of course, not worried about that slow a whole lot, but the Abyssal Blade's there. We'll see. I'm surprised Lycan hasn't bothered to buy out his BKB yet. I think it's one of those things where if you're saving for a BKB, it's almost better to have it than have buyback. Because if they kill you, I mean, in this point, especially in this point, if they kill you with the Epicenter and the Poison Nova and all the magical damage, you then buy back. You won't have enough money to buy the BKB. Plus, it's not going to do anything for you. There's nothing really to protect yourself from. I mean, there's always the the low cooldown spells, but the ultis are what are doing most of the work.
Can't agree more, boss. Well, Juggernaut's got 18 in the bank. That Scotty, if it is a Scotty, is certainly coming along quite well. Smoke attempt coming out from the Mr. Sand King and the Lion. They're going to go do some wards. They pop a ward right up there, right where they can see it. That's unfortunate. And that's going to be instantly dewarded. So, the best intentions coming out from those two supports.
Yeah, what is Ember Spirit going for? He's got 2,800 gold in the bank, so we'll know shortly. The fact that he hasn't bought out a Chrysalis makes me think it is going for that second Battle Fury. Oh, top lane, like finally gonna have some action as they find the Venomancer. He gets off his ulti and he looks to turn, but that's a lot of damage going out. And Earthshaker, the Pipe doing a lot of work there, but they're gonna drop pretty quick here in a moment. We'll see. Even the Axe, look at how much damage he's taking just from those ticks.
Sweet God.
So
yeah. Well, I'm glad they were able to bait that out then, so that wasn't on a big team fight. Lion, for some reason, is up here. He's going to try to solo, and that surprisingly didn't work. Lion taken out in the middle of nowhere for no real reason. Bottom lane now, initiation. Centaur Warrunner blinks on that Venge. She's going to do a stun. Venge don't really have anything to escape, but he says, I'm not going to push my luck, and walks away. Good move by the Centaur. And meanwhile, Juggernaut is just eating away those ancient creeps. Unfortunate. The Scotty is up, by the way.
Yeah, so picks that up, and Axe now picks up the Heaven's Halberd, so nicely done there. Can look to disarm this Juggernaut during the fights, as well as getting a little bit of evasion himself for these right clicks. So nicely done. I have no idea what that Lion was doing up in the top lane, though. That was something
He was going
different.
for an adventure. He wanted some excitement, and he sure found it at the opposite end of the Axe's axe.
Yeah. Juggernaut, he's gonna. It's good. It's good. He's gonna finish off the Roshan as well as pick up the cheese on the Centaur. So they get the Aegis and the cheese. Maybe now they look to push. They've got everything up. Venomancer's ulti is actually on a very short cooldown once he's level 16. Only 60 seconds on that. And Sand King's isn't too long, 100 seconds, but he's 25 gold away from that Egg. So now he's gonna have Egg's Veil of Discord on the Sand King. That's gonna be a ridiculous amount of potential damage coming out, as well as a shorter cooldown for the ulti, so they can look to take more of these engagements back to back.
But it's a big commit. I mean, Sand King's been landing his ults pretty darn well, but they do have a lot of, maneuverability on this team. A lot of blinks. Venge is the only person on their team that doesn't really move that quick. So I don't know if they can get the Juggernaut in the right position and then follow up with that Epicenter, yeah, it will do huge damage. But it's all about, will they be grouped up enough for them to do that? So if they're smart, Funk won't be grouped up hardly at all anymore. This isn't, I don't really think they can win team fights. So they got to just try to take objectives, in my opinion.
Yes. And speaking of ways to lock people down, not that you were, but I wanted to make that transition. So,
great!
Making it work. We've got a Scythe of Vice picked up by the Venomancer. So along with that Blink, can now go in for the Blink Hex on the Lycan, Ember, or the Axe, whichever they need to, and then has a lot of follow-up. And, I mean, it's better than a Eul's. You get that extra little bit. Juggernaut's going to Blade Fury and just right-click on the tower. So, the only way they can deal with him is swap, but not going to come out. Lycan's trying to split push, but for once, Lycan not quite split pushing fast enough. Going to get that tier 3, and this mid-range Rax dropping very quickly to the Plague Wards as well as the Juggernaut Illusions. Pipe comes out from the Centaur as well. He's got that cheese. Lycan starting to do a lot of damage to the Rax, though. Venomancer off to the side. Gonna blink forward, drops a Plague Ward, and can throw out the Hex if he wants to. Stampede's gonna follow up. Doesn't look like they're gonna be able to pursue. Oh, Lycan now very slow. Hex, is it? It is there. Hora now unfortunately caught out. He's going to be going down to this. Another Hex from Lion and the finger to boot. Impale and one more right click from the Veno brings him down. On the backside, Centaur and Juggernaut look to turn around the swap, or the blink in from the Axe. A little bit risky there. Disarm comes out onto the Juggernaut. The Omnislash comes out, cancels the TP, and that's going to be it for the Axe. They lose 3. They've got buybacks on the Shaker as well as the Lycan. And Echo Slam's still up, so maybe they can make a defense, but it's going to be risky. This is very much the game riding on what happens next. If Funk want to risk trying to defend this melee ranks or just let it fall and maybe save it. They're going to buy back on both the heroes. They want to go. We'll see. Ember Spirit's going forward. They're going to back everybody off, but the Juggernaut, he's still got that Aegis, so you can't go on him. Sun's going to come out. He Manta dodges it. Earthshaker going to go in with a big Echo Slam. Unfortunately, a lot of it absorbed, and he's burst down. Epicenter connects with the Ember Spirit and drops him as well. Venge now down. Ember Spirit's going to buy back. Lycanthrope in the back line. Unfortunately, Hex comes out onto Scapegoat. He's going to drop down. This is going to be GG in favor of Hot Hands.
Wow, they just couldn't deal with that Juggernaut. He was pretty much taking the barracks and everything himself, and they still never killed him. And won an end. That Juggernaut just unstoppable. That's victory number 2 coming out for Hot Hands. So it looks like they'll be advancing. And our good friends Funk fight their last fight. What a pleasure casting with you. Thank you so much for having me here on the Dota 2 Canada Cup. My man, final words of the match. Go ahead.
Hot Hands, they're looking very strong, much stronger in that second game. None of those missed chrono type mistakes coming out for them. The Sand King very much on point with all his epicenters. The Juggernaut farming like there's no tomorrow. Excellent game for them, and very much a pleasure getting to cast with you, Mr. SirActionSlacks. Thank you very much for joining us.
All right, you can follow Wolf Dota on Twitter. Make sure you follow him up. Follow me up on Twitter too. Why not? I won't mind. And